ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6 a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.
ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6 a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.
Welcome to you all to the final contest of the Western Regional Qualifiers of the Junior Science and Maths Quiz. Let's clap for ourselves for being here. So this is the Junior Science and Mathematics Quiz being organized by KNUST, of course, the #1 globally for SGD4, that is the quality education. So we are the #1 destination for quality education. Let's give a hand to KNUST. And we are organizing this competition in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service and ERIDEC Ghana. We are proudly sponsored by DEXT Technologies, where we say practical science has been made practicable. The KNUST Institute of Distance Learning, where we say lifelong learning, an essential key for development. And of course, the E-Learning Center KNUST, where we say just a click. Let's give a hand to our sponsors. My name is Dr. Dokas Oyuele-Kodi from the School of Veterinary Medicine, Department of Clinical Studies, KNUST, and I will be your quiz mistress for this final contest. Now, this contest is between naval-based JHS, Western Region International School, and BEDU Methodist JHS. Before we begin, would like our contestants to introduce themselves. We'll begin with naval-based JHS.
Kingsley Kwabena.
Let's clap for them. Western Region International School, kindly introduce yourselves.
Yusran Abdul.
Let's clap for them. And last but not the least, BEDU ADDO Methodist JHS, kindly introduce yourselves.
Alberta Pedaquis.
Let's clap for them. This competition is made up of 4 rounds. We have the fundamentals round, the fastest brain, fastest finger round, the DEXT Science and Technology Challenge round, and the Decoding the Clues round. Now, before each round, I'll read out the set of instructions, and contestants are to adhere strictly to the instructions, or they will be penalized as stipulated in those instructions. I hope we are clear on that. Okay, so if we are clear, with a mighty round of applause, let's begin. Oh, I didn't feel your applause. Give me a mighty round of applause. Wonderful. So we'll begin with our first round, the fundamentals. This round consists of questions from biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, and ICT. Now, if a school gets a question correct, 3 points are awarded. If it is incorrectly answered, it becomes available as a bonus to the other 2 schools to compete for. And the score for a bonus question is 1 point. Schools will have 15 seconds to answer questions that do not require calculations, and 40 seconds to answer questions that require calculations. Now, each school has a maximum of 2 attempts for their main question and 1 attempt for a bonus question. Bonus questions are open to the other 2 schools to compete for by ringing their buzzers. You are not allowed to ring your buzzer for a bonus if the substantive school has not run out of time or they have not had their 2 attempts. So until you hear the timer go or you hear me say bonus, you are not allowed to ring your buzzer for a bonus question. If you do so, you will not be called on to answer the question. So failing to press your buzzer before answering the bonus question will also nullify your answer, and no points will be awarded even if you are correct. Before we continue, we'd like to hear the buzzers of the schools. We'll start with Naval Base. Western Regional International, BEDU Methodist. Can we also hear the sound of the timer? The sound. Right, so when you hear that, then you know that your time is up. So all the best to all of you, and we begin. So, the first question. This is a preamble to all the schools. You are to state two uses of the following components. State two uses of the following components. We'll begin with BEDU Methodist. Transistors.
It's used as an amplifier and also a switch.
That is correct for 3 points. Western Region International, your question is resistors. Resistors.
They are used to control the flow of current in the circuit.
The second one.
They are used to oppose certain current in the circuit.
Your time is up. You had one of them correct, so I'll give you 2 out of 3. So you could have also said that it lowers the flow of current, it divides voltages, and it also biases active elements. Okay, naval base, you have capacitors. Capacitors.
Capacitors store electric charges temporarily for a while, and they are used to give they give back energy. They give back energy when when there is no energy in the circuit.
So again, I'll give you 2 out of 3. Because both of the things you said are the same thing. It stores energy and gives it back is the same thing. So you could have also added that they are electronic noise filtering. They are also used for remote sensing and signal processing. All right. The second set of questions for 40 seconds. The preamble to all schools. You are to determine the equation of the line passing through the points I'm going to give you. So determine the equation of the line passing through the points I'm going to give you. Western Region International, your points, M23 and N47. M23 and N47. You've been bailed out. Bonus. The answer is y is equal to 2x minus 1. Naval base, your points. C00 and D812. C00 and D812.
Y is equal to 2 out of 3x plus c.
Come again?
Y is equal to 2 out of 3x plus c.
No. A bonus? So y is 3 out of 2 x plus c. 3 out of 2. BEDU, your points are M11 and N55. M11 and N55.
Y is equal to 5x.
That is incorrect. You have one more attempt.
Y is equal to x.
That is correct. We're almost bailed out. Now the third set of questions. The preamble is for you to explain the following terms. Explain the following terms. I'll begin this time with naval-based JHS. Homeostasis. Homeostasis. Bonus point. So homeostasis is the ability of living systems to maintain a steady and uniform environment. Okay. BEDU, your question is heredity.
Heredity is the transfer of characteristics from parent to the offspring through the genes.
That is correct. Western Region International School, your question is hemostasis. Bonus. Naval base.
Is the inability of an organism to maintain a steady environment.
That's not correct. That was an educated guess, but it's not correct. So hemostasis is the ability of the body to clot blood. Clot blood. Okay. All right. So the fourth set of questions. Again, a preamble. You have to write balanced equations for the following reactions. Write balanced equations for the following reactions. I'll begin with BEDU. Can we have some silence, please? BEDU. The reaction between calcium carbonate and sulfuric acid. The reaction between calcium carbonate and sulfuric acid. Naval base.
We have CaCO subscript 3 plus H2SO4, giving Ca subscript 2 SO subscript 4 plus H subscript 2O plus CO subscript 2.
That is incorrect. If you had watched it, you'd have seen that your CaCO3 did not have any number attached, so you see that that's not balanced. So the correct answer is CaCO3 plus H2SO4 gives you CaSO4 plus H2O plus CO2. So that was the mistake you made. Okay. Western Region International School. You have the reaction between hydrochloric acid and ammonia. Hydrochloric acid and ammonia. Bonus? Yes, Kingsley.
HCl plus NH subscript 3 giving NCl plus H subscript 4.
No. Again. Slight mistake. It's HCl plus NH3 giving you NH4Cl. Naval Base, your major question. You have the reaction between hydrochloric acid and lithium hydroxide. Hydrochloric acid and lithium hydroxide.
We have HCl plus LiOH giving LiCl plus H2O.
That is correct for 3 points. You finally fixed your equation. Okay, so the 5th set of questions. This is a preamble to all schools. In Sewa's house, there are 3 rectangular bedrooms, all measuring 10 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 12 feet high. In Sewa's house, there are 3 rectangular bedrooms, all measuring 10 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 12 feet high. Western Region International. The first room has a door which measures 2 feet long and 7 feet high. What is the total area of the room she will paint, including the floor and ceiling, if she intends to paint the room without the door? The first room has a door measuring 2 feet long and 7 feet high. Now, what is the total area of the room she will paint, including the floor and ceiling, if she intends to paint the room without the door?
$80 centimeters square.
No.
$100 centimeters square.
No, unfortunately, that's wrong. So a bonus. Naval Base.
254 centimeters square.
No. Okay, so I'll come back to the answer after we are done with the set of questions. Naval Base, your major question. The second room has a mirror with radius 7 feet. So it's a circular mirror with radius 7 feet on one of the walls. Now, if she intends to paste wallpaper on the walls and the ceiling, no floor included, what is the total area of wallpaper she will paste for the room, excluding the area with the mirror?
We have 826 centimeters square.
No. You can try again. A bonus. Okay. So the third question that goes to BEDU Methodist. Now the third room has a triangular wall drape with base of 5 feet high, with base of 5 feet and height of 10 feet. If she intends to paint the 4 walls of the room without the space covered by the drape, what is the total area of the room she will be painting? There's a triangular wall drape, base of 3 feet and height of 10 feet. And she wants to paint the 4 walls of the room without the space covered by the drape. What total area of the room will she be painting?
592 feet square.
$65 feet square.
No. Bonus. Western region.
50 centimeters square.
No. In fact, first of all, I don't know where you are getting your centimeters from. Because I gave you all the measures in feet. So again, that's what I said, I don't know where you're getting the centimeters from. So that's already the first thing. Then the first question to Western Region International School, you were to find the total area of the room and subtract the area of the door. So the area of the door is simply the 2 times 7, that gives you 14. Then the total area of the room, which all of you should have calculated, is 2 times 10 times 12, 8 times 12, and 10 times 8. That would have given you the total area of the room, right? Good. So with that, for Western Region, when you add all that up, you get 592 feet squared. Then you subtract the area of the door. That gives you 578 feet squared. Then for naval base, with that figure already, then you subtract the area of the mirror. So the area of the mirror, that's 7 feet, the radius squared times pi, 22/7, right? So after you make those calculations and then you subtract the area of the floor, because you were supposed to wallpaper just the walls and the ceiling, that gives you 358 feet squared. And then finally, BEDU, you gave me the total area of the full, you didn't do the subtraction, so that's why you had it wrong. So after you've done the subtractions, then you're supposed to have 470 feet squared. Okay. All right. Now to the sixth set of questions. Another preamble. 3 capacitors, C1, which is 2F, C2, 10F, and C3, 15F, are connected with a potential difference of 100 volts. Okay, so C1 is 2, C2 is 10, and C3 is 15, and they are connected with a potential difference of 100 volts. Naval base, what is the total capacitance in parallel?
$27 farad.
That is correct. BEDU Methodist School, what is the total capacitance in series?
$23,500.
No, please.
How do I calculate?
$27,500.
That's not correct. Bonus. So the capacitors in series, the formula is 1 over C1 is equal to 1 over C total is 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus 1 over C3. So if you input the figures, you end up getting 1.5 farad or 3 over 2 farad. Okay, Western Region International School. You are to calculate the total current when the capacitors are in parallel.
It's 3 volts.
Come again?
83 volts.
No. Bonus. BEDU.
73 volts.
No. We already said that the total capacitance in parallel is 27 farad. So you just multiply that by the potential difference of 100 volts, and that gives you 2,700. Okay. Now to the 7th set of questions. BEDU Methodist School. While texting, how does one indicate shouting? While texting, how does one indicate shouting?
By using emojis.
No.
By using the exclamation mark.
No. Naval base.
By typing in capital letters.
That is correct. Western Region International School. While typing, what font style is used for scientific names? While typing, what font style is used for scientific names?
Times New Roman.
No. Naval base.
Italics.
Italics is correct. Naval base, your major question. On some English QWERTY keyboards of the laptop, the @ sign may be replaced by which symbol? On some English QWERTY keyboards, the @ sign may be replaced by which symbol? Bonus. So the answer is quotation marks. Quotation marks. So when you go look on as many keyboards as you can get, there are some you see the @ sign on top of the 2. There are others you see the quotation marks. All right. So the next set of questions I'm going to read are, I'll read them as statements, and you have to tell me whether they are true or false. Now, these questions will not be passed on as bonuses unless the substantive school does not give an answer. We'll begin with Western Region International School. Alkali earth metals have 2 electrons in their outermost shell. Is that true or false?
True.
True is correct. Naval-based JHS. All known noble gases are highly non-reactive and therefore do not form bonds with other elements. Is that true or false?
True.
It's false. It's false. The key was all known. Xenon is a noble gas, but it forms bonds. BEDU Methodist School. All alkali metals have 8 electrons in their second shell. Is that true or false?
False.
False is correct. Naval base. 1 bit per second is equal to 0.001 kilobit per second. Is that true or false?
Please the question again.
1 bit per second is equal to 0.001 kilobit per second.
True.
True is correct. BEDU Methodist. 1 bit per second is equal to 0.00125 kilobytes per second. Is that true or false?
True.
Unfortunately, it's false. Western Region International School. 1 bit per second is equal to 0.00098 kibit per second.
False.
Unfortunately, again, that's true. The last set of questions in this round. BEDU Methodist JHS. Ovulation is the release of ovum from the ovaries. Is that true or false?
It's true.
True is correct. Western Region International School. Autotrophs are organisms that manufacture their own food by synthesizing it from organic substances.
True.
That's false. Naval-based JHS. In sexual reproduction, offspring inherit half of their genetic material from each parent, resulting in genetic diversity. Is that true or false?
True.
That is correct. And on that note, we come to the end of this round. Let's clap for our contestants. Welcome back from our exciting first round. Let's again give our contestants a round of applause. So at the end of round one, we have Western Region International School with 5 points. Let's clap for them. BEDU Methodist JHS with 15 points. Let's clap for them. And naval-based JHS with 16 points. Do not get disheartened. This is only the first round. And we are coming to an exciting second round. And so get yourselves warmed up, warm up your fingers, because this is the fastest brain, fastest finger round. I hope you bring the heat to this round. Okay, so in this round, I will read out a question, and the contestants will compete to be the first to answer. Each question in this round carries a score of 4 points. When the contestants are ready to respond, they should press the buzzer before they attempt to answer, because answering before pressing the buzzer will disqualify the school from the question, and after the buzzer is pressed, contestants, you have 3 seconds to provide an answer. Now, if a school gets the question wrong, then the 2 remaining schools get to compete to answer. And in this round, if the second school gets it wrong, then the last school also gets to try to give an answer. But keep in mind that in this round, a wrong answer attracts a penalty of 1 point. So you'll be subtracted 1 point. Before we continue again, we'd like to test our buzzers. We'll begin with naval-based JHS. Naval-based pressed again. Great. Western Region International School. BEDU Methodist. Wonderful. So all the best to you, and let's begin. The first question. Which planet in our solar system has no atmosphere and no moons? BEDU?
Mercury.
Mercury is correct. The second question. Which organism is the source of a supplement rich in omega-3 fatty acids often obtained from marine life? Western Region.
Codfish.
That is correct. The third question. Can we have some silence, please? Thank you. The third question. Which element in the compound plaster of Paris belongs to the class of alkali earth metals? You've been timed out, and the answer is calcium. The fourth question. What are the 2 main divisions of the nervous system? Naval base.
The central nervous system and then the nerve cells.
I won't give it to you. Western Region.
The central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system.
That is correct. The fifth question. The stapler, door, nail clipper, and nut cracker are examples of what class of livers? Western Region.
3rd class livers.
No. Naval Base.
Second class level.
Second class livers. The sixth question. Find the value of m for which find the value of m for which 5m divided by, into brackets, 6 minus 3 is equal to 55. 5m divided by, into brackets, 6 minus 3 is equal to 55. Naval Base.
M is equal to 33.
That is correct. The last but one question. What happens when Alt, Shift, and S are pressed together on a computer keyboard? Alt plus Shift plus S on a computer keyboard. So it activates the sniping tool. Sniping tool. The final question in this round. What are the tiny hairs in the nose called? Naval Base.
Cilia.
Cilia is correct. And on that exciting note, we've come to the end of our second round. Let's clap for our contestants. I must say this was indeed a very exciting second round. And at the end of the round, before I announce the scores, would like to specially acknowledge our online audience on YouTube, Facebook, and the e-learning platform. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember to subscribe and follow us on our social media platforms, JSMQ, on Twitter, on Facebook, and let's interact. Now the scores for the second round. We have BEDU Methodist School with 4 points. Let's clap for them. Western Region International School with 8 points. And Naval Base JHS with 11 points. So at the end of round 2, the total scores, we have Western Region International School with 13 points. BEDU Methodist School with 19 points. And Naval Base JHS, our friends from the sea, with 27 points. Before we move on to our Science and Technology Challenge round, there's a substitution for BEDU Methodist School. Let's clap for Albert as he takes his seat, and let's welcome Alexander. Qualifiers, our Science and Technology Challenge. One question will be given to all the schools, and the question in this round would require that the contestants perform a task that will be assessed. Now, the score for this round in this contest is 15 points. 15 points. The contestants will be given up to 15 minutes to complete the task. And this task is proudly powered by the DEX Science Set. At DEX, we say practical science has been made practicable. You can turn over your sheets and read the preamble with me. Contestants have been provided with a 9 volts battery V, 2 resistors labeled R1 and R2, a transistor labeled EBC, an LED labeled L, a beaker, and a bottle of water. Now, first, you are to construct a circuit with the components as shown in the diagram on the sheet before you. Then you have to pour water into the beaker and dip points A and B of your circuit into the water and observe what happens to the LED. Take point B out of the water, again observe what happens to the LED. After that, you're to write down your observations in tasks 2 and 3, account for your observations in tasks 2 and 3, and mention one application of this experiment. You have 15 minutes. Your time begins now. Contestants, you have 5 more minutes. 5 minutes. You have less than 2 minutes. Remember to write the name of your school on your sheet. And when you hear the timer up, leave your experiment as it is. Don't touch or tamper with it again after you hear the timer. time is up. Kindly submit your sheets and leave the experiment. Western region, leave the experiment.
ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6 a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.
The ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6 a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.
The ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load.
Welcome back. This is the last contest 4 of the Western Regional Qualifiers, the Junior Science and Maths Quiz. We just returned from our Science and Technology Challenge, and before I read out the scores, I'd like to go through what was expected of our contestants and what they actually did. Now, the contestants were given some components, were asked to produce a circuit as described in a diagram that was provided for them. Now, for correctly putting together the circuit, you get 4 points. They were to pour water into a beaker, dip the points A and B into the water, and observe what happens to the LED. Then they were supposed to take points B out of the water and observe what happens to the LED. For that, they get an extra 4 points, and so that gives them 8 points. Then for the related tasks, they were to write down their observations in tasks 1 and 2, that's 2 points, account for their observations in task 1 and 2, that would have given them 4 points, and mention one application of this experiment, that's 1 point. So if they correctly put together their circuit, then when they put the LEDs, when they put the points A and B into the water, then the LED is supposed to turn on. And when they take the points B out, then the LED turns off. The explanation is that because the water conducts the electricity, it closes the circuit and allows current to flow from one point of the circuit to the other. Now, when they remove B, because it opens the circuit, no current flows and the LED goes off. Now, some applications of this are rain sensors, automated systems for filling polytanks. Those are examples of this experiment. So for how they fared, I'll begin with BEDU, ADDO, Methodist, JHS. BEDU, ADDO, you were able to correctly put together your circuit, and so you get 4 points. Let's clap for them. Your observations for task 1 and 2 were correct, and so you get the full 4 points. But for the accounting for your observation in task 1 and 2, you wrote that the observation concludes that electrical energy can pass through water, but that does not explain your observation. So you do not get a point for that. But then you get the extra 2 points for the for correctly stating the observations and for going through the steps 2 and 3. And so you get a total of 10 points. Now, Western Region International School, unfortunately, you had some hitches with putting together your circuit. So for putting together the circuit, there were points at which marks were supposed to be given that would constitute the 4 points. And for example, for the point 1, for the connection of the battery, you turned your battery, your positive was connected to the EBC and your negative to the resistor, while it was supposed to be the other way around, so you don't get a point for that. And then you connected the LED rather to point A instead of connecting the resistor to point A, so you don't get a point for that. So for the connections, you get 2 points. However, you did pour the water into your beaker and put in the points A and B to observe what happens. You took B out to observe what happens, and so you get the 4 marks that were supposed to be there. But because your connections were wrong, your observations were wrong, and your answers were wrong, and so you don't get any points, so you get a total of 6 points. Now for naval base. Naval base, you had your connections correct, and so you get the full 4 points. You correctly stated that when you you correctly did the task 2 and 3 by pouring the water in and observing, and so you get the full 4 points there too. Your observations were also correct, so you get the full 4 points. However, just like BEDU ADDO, in fact, your answer was nowhere near what water does. You were talking about the transistor. This experiment had nothing to do with the transistor. So from there onwards, all your answers were wrong because you were focusing on the transistor, so you don't get any points. And so you also get 10 out of 15. So at the end of round 3, our total scores, we have Western Region International School with 6 points. Let's clap for them. Sorry, 19 points. 19 points. BEDU ADDO Methodist School with 29 points. And Naval Base JHS with 37 points. We will move straight to the 4th and final round of our contest. And that is the decoding the clues round. Can we have some silence in the audience? Thank you. So for this round, decoding the clues, I will read out the question as sets of clues. And if the question is answered on the first clue, the school gets 6 points. If answered correctly on the second clue, 5 points. On the third clue, 4 points. And on the fourth or any other clue is 3 points. Contestants are to press their buzzers before attempting to answer the question, as failing to press your buzzer before answering disqualifies you from the question and nullifies your answer even if it is correct. Before we begin, again, let's hear the buzzers of the schools. We'll start with BEDU ADDO Methodist JHS. Great. Western Region International School. Finally, Naval Base JHS. Wonderful. For us to be on the same page as to what clue I'm on, I would show by my fingers. So we'll begin with the first set of clues. I am a 2-digit odd number. However, I am made up of an odd number and an even number. My square root is also a square of an odd number. BEDU ADDO?
25.
No. So the fourth clue, the sum of my digits is equal to my square root. Naval Base.
81.
81 is correct. You answered on the fourth clue, and so you get 3 points. The second set of clues. I am an Italian astronomer and physicist born in Italy in 1564. My support for the heliocentric model of the solar system with the sun at the center brought me into conflict with the Catholic Church. I designed and used a telescope to make groundbreaking discoveries. My study of falling objects and motion led to the development of the principles of kinematics and the law of free fall. My first and last names all start with the Naval Base.
Galileo Galilei.
That is correct. You answered on the final clue, you get 3 points. The third set of clues. I am a phenomenon associated with waves. I change the direction of propagation of a wave. I occur when a wave meets a boundary between two media. I also occur when the wave speed in one of the media is different from the wave speed in another media. I am responsible for a pool of water appearing shallower than it actually is. Naval base.
Mirage.
No. BEDU ADDO.
Refraction.
Refraction is correct. You answered on the final clue, 3 points. Now the final set of clues. Can we have some silence, please? Final set of clues in this round. I am a bird, but I am not known for my songs. I am not a predator, so there is no need to flee in my presence. In the circle of life, I play my part, even though not respected. I am actually one of nature's cleanest. I don't enjoy fancy meals, but naval base.
Vultures.
Vulture is correct. Vulture is correct. You answered on the fifth clue, so you get 3 points. And on that vulturic note, we've come to the end of this afternoon's contest. Congratulations to all of our schools. Let's clap for our contestants again. This was the final contest of the Western Regional Qualifiers. We had naval-based friends who shield us from threats of the sea. We had Western Region International School, international students, and we had BEDU Methodist church people. So, at the end of round 4, we had Western Region International School with 0 points. BEDU Methodist School bringing down the Methodist fire with 3 points. And Naval Base holding strong to their defense with 9 points. Before I give out the final scores, who will be joining us to Kumasi and who will be saying goodbye to, want to say a special thank you to all of our online audience. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube, Facebook, and our e-learning platform. Would also like to give special thanks to our sponsors, the KNUST Institute of Distance Learning, where we say lifelong learning, an essential key for development. DEXT Technologies, where we say practical science has been made practicable. And KNUST E-Learning Center, where we say just a click. We thank the KNUST IDL for giving us this wonderful auditorium to have our program, and e-learning for all of our media support. Now to the final scores. Western Region International School, you finished with 19 points. Let's clap for them. BEDU Methodist School, in the running, having a chance to go to Kumasi with 32 points. Let's clap for them. And our Sea Defense, naval-based JHS, already with 1 leg in Kumasi with 46 points. So congratulations to Naval Base for sailing through smoothly to the next stage of this competition. Your second time going to Kumasi, that's commendable. Thank you very much, Western Region International School, for participating. You did so well. You should be proud of yourselves. Your schools should be very proud of you. And also thank you, BEDU Methodist JHS, Alexander and Selassie. You did amazing. Thank you for participating. And thank you so much, my wonderful audience. In fact, give yourselves a round of applause again. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Dr. Dokas Oyuelokodi. I moderated this final quiz. Enjoy the rest of your day.
ideal Solomon Bennett student is someone who is an all-rounder. I mean, practically, intellectually, morally, physically. First, the study of science was chew, pour, pass, and forget.
As a school, we thought it's as very important to let our children have a practical experience with what they study. So as a school, we decided to introduce the science sets.
As a parent, I experience what is being taught to my child in school, in the house, and I see my children telling me this is what brings the force to the machine that is carrying the load and the rest, and I'm like, wow, if at grade 5 and 6 a child is able to have all this at the back of their mind and be hands-on, then the future is bright.
Science sets has been the game changer for Solomon Bennett Memorial as a school.